So basically, our shows have grown so much. There's not in-house for the fighter a very big distinguishable difference in a Fury amateur walkout and a Fury pro walkout. Like the experience for the fighter can be overwhelming. You know, like as a coach, you're up there and there. You know, we forget because all of us are down there on that floor so much, and we're so used to like. It's not. I mean, I hate to say it. Like, there's moments where we all get excited, we're jumping up and down, but there's also a lot of the times where it's just work. It's another day. Like this is what we do.
We get paid to drink Haller.
We get paid to drink Hallerhead. But these guys, man, you remember you're 18, 19, 20 years old. Like, you really haven't traveled around very much, and you're walking out and do the escapade. But you got to come down those stairs. You come down those stairs.
It's not cage combat.
No, man, you're waiting off. You're waiting off on the side. You see the guy before you go, and the sparks go off. The lights, the music, everything hits. Dude,
and then if you sold tickets, you hear.
Oh yeah.
How does this sound? Oh my God.
Could you imagine being like the crowd when Michael Aswell walks out?
Yeah. Wayne, can you say something for me,
feeling.
please?
Like, it's intense.
Say something for me.
Woo, something for me.
Sound good?
I'm good?
He's good.
Something for me?
Good. You need to be a little louder. Turn my mic up, Diego.
Turn my shit up.
Say it with your chest.
He's fine.
What?
Say it with your chest.
Yeah.
So like, it's such a big experience now for those amateurs.
Thank you, sir.
That like,
Thank you, Sam.
All right.
I could see where coaches, you know, there's kind of there's different theories on like coaching, man. But like, I come from the aspect of you should take the hardest fight, the biggest moment as much as you can as an amateur.
You have a switcher today?
No.
And so I want
camera,
all
but
of our
it's gonna-
dudes on Fury
cut it
at
to,
all
like,
times.
Specific.
Yeah.
Obviously, because I'm there too, working. But
Yeah.
but you know, as a coach, you got to know your
It's
team.
recording,
and
right? See.
when you sit back and you can. There's other shows that you can go to in town, and the experience
you're, like,
is
It's not as intimidating.
Not as
with those
intimidating.
Bright lights and everything.
yeah.
Remember when we did the first cage combats and all it was a cage?
Yeah, man. That's what I'm thinking back to as he's
It was
talking about the
just-
walkout at Escapade,
And-
how
and
different
then
it
the
was
venue
back in
lights.
those early
It was
days.
just the
Yeah.
cage and the venue house lights, like
Yeah.
3 lights.
Yeah, man. 3 lights over the cage.
You got the job done.
Unless some idiot bumps into the switch over by the door. And
Yeah.
All the lights
come
go
on in
off.
the middle of the
Yeah.
fight.
When you think about those early days, and I used to jump the barricade and run to the switches in my little suit.
Yeah.
And start trying to figure out which button would turn the lights back
Hey,
on.
how
And then I
crazy
get
was
to
it?
have fun on the mic with whoever did it. Like,
Hey,
don't be an
Yeah,
asshole.
jackass, don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Stay off the light switch.
And
Don't
not-
lean
no
on that
idea.
wall.
And not
Yeah.
that it was bad crowds, but you could literally hear people talking. Hey, get off the switch!
Yeah.
Get off the switch!
Yeah.
yeah.
People do.
Yeah, you're like, oh dang. And now you know you're at this place where, dude, I'm assuming everybody has, but if you watch our show on Fight Pass, dude, it looks so awesome. Like you're walking down, that walkout looks killer.
I talked to the guy Eric from Colorado Combat Club yesterday for a little bit, and we're looking at venues to go down there, obviously.
Right.
And he was saying, man, what venues y'all have used before, it really doesn't matter the venue that you use because the product that y'all deliver, he goes, when you're watching it on Fight Pass, he's like, dude, it looks flawless. He's like, so if there's somebody in the crowd that's there, and if the lighting looks different or the crowd isn't as big or whatever, or the venue's not the same venue that we use in Houston, he's like, when you see it on Fight Pass, man, the shit just looks flawless.
Yeah, it's crazy because we all know that shit is flawed when we're there.
And so people
Like
don't know what we go
seconds.
through.
Man.
Seconds.
Yeah,
Oh
Hey,
my
I feel
God.
It's hard goddamn work.
I feel for Diego,
don't
man,
know.
during those shows because like he's running around
I am.
like a chicken with its head cut off, man,
my
trying to solve problems.
Oh
Yeah,
my
like,
It's in high though. It's high. It's a high though too. You know.
that's because you're drunk.
Oh,
sorry.
Thanks, Howard.
Yeah, man, you have come
Thank you,
a
sir.
long way, and
Thank
really,
you.
honestly, in a short time. I mean, it was just, honestly, a few months ago, we were all sitting talking, going, Diego, man, we can't do this, dude. Like, this isn't,
Yeah, I know.
this isn't working, man. We got to make some changes. And next thing we know, like, no problems, less problems. The problems that we have aren't that big a deal. We took not a gamble, but you run all the production for the Challenger series, which is on Fight Pass. You run it for our Sub Hunter, which is on Flow. Like, all that is you and your cameras and your guys. And Man, it looks great.
And
It looks fantastic.
Even for the Fight Pass card, though, he does all the tell the tapes.
Yeah, he
and
messes
lower
those up,
thirds
though.
and all the behind the
Well, I think I got it locked down now.
Listen, guys,
Diego's
this isn't a
he's
fucking
the
ad.
Josh Van
He's
of
not
production.
for hire.
No.
He's not for hire.
He's ours, but we're just
Hey, but
giving him props. You know?
to be
Thank
fair, even the best, I think you can say, in my eyes, when it comes to production, TV production, it's like WWE and the UFC
Yes.
are like the cream of the crop when it comes to production.
Creme de la creme.
Now you can, I mean, you can add NFL and stuff like that, whatever. But in our kind of genres that are close to us, we're sitting there during the Fight Pass Invitational, and I'm texting Eric, "Hey man, look, they did this." They're like, they make mistakes too.
Yeah.
Like we're not the only ones.
people that are in the industry though can catch that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the eye that's just a fan that's out there is not going to catch
Didn't see
that.
it.
We worry so much about it, about shit that people don't even notice or see, and it just bugs us. But
I noticed something.
good.
You mentioned something when we were doing a lunch dinner or something like that. You mentioned about timing, and
Yeah.
that you were pretty particular about that. And some like other promotions didn't want to be flexible with it. And I noticed that there's a big difference,
You know,
as far as timing.
That was one of the things that Fight Pass really did congratulate us on, was the pacing of our show.
Wayne makes that happen too.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, well, I mean, it's you guys here, like y'all working together.
Hey, did you see? I mean, it's on the same subject, but Phil Rowe was there at the last
Yeah.
one. He's like, man, y'all motherfuckers are carrying a dude out this back door on the
another
stretcher.
dude, and another dude's walking up like,
Hey,
"Hey,
got a dude coming out on the stretcher,
Yeah.
and Wayne's already like, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Coming to the cage. You got
Yeah.
the next
Hey,
guy
man.
coming in. That's how it happens,
Yeah,
man.
It
we got
is-
times we got to hit.
Hey, we knock out 15 fights in 2.5 hours.
I got Brian Duvall in my ear. All right,
you go.
Wayne, and go, Wayne. Fuck. The guy might be dead. You know, could we give him a moment? But
he's got
no.
he's got
He'll
Brian,
Yeah, he'll be
off.
fine. Yeah,
he's
walk it
got
off.
he's got Brian Duvall in his ear telling him when to go, and I'm off the side going, "Can we go? Can we go?
Yeah,
Can we
yeah,
go?" And Wayne's in the middle like, "I have the mic, y'all. Back off. Back off for a
No,
second."
not at all.
Yeah. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, man.
That's
Peter
like
Caballero.
Speaking of
Ooh, hey. So
Peter
I was-
Caballero.
Peter Caballero's getting a big. I can't say it like y'all do.
Caballero.
Caballero. All right,
Oh,
so
okay,
The
close.
B should sound more like a V whenever.
So listen,
Caballero.
Authentic.
Peter's getting not only the biggest fight, I would say, of his career up to this date, but a rematch.
Yeah.
That he wanted. So we just announced 2-5, our main event. Peter is going to take on Carlos Vera
Okay.
for the
Wow.
135 strap.
He lost a decision, right?
He lost a decision to Carlos, which is hard, man, because Carlos finishes everybody.
Yeah.
Like his game is very, very hard to figure out because he's got this crazy striking, almost karate style, but his submissions are nasty, so nasty. So that's the new main event coming up. Peter, is he on an 8-1 streak?
Yeah, so he's won 5 straight since he lost to Carlos. So I mean, I think he deserves that.
100%.
He
Oh,
deserves
yeah.
that title fight. The thing that me and Rich kicked around though, a little bit, which is pretty important to UFC as well, was these guys' ages.
Yeah.
I got a 32-year-old and a 35-year-old now about to fight for the bantamweight belt.
Yeah.
You know, so if whoever wins, if they don't get picked up, you know, we need to figure out what avenue we're going to take with them. Do we keep trying to push them to the UFC, or is it a Bellator or a PFL?
Yeah, I think,
thing, yeah.
as you and I discussed, it's more. We want to push you more to PFL, because the PFL, I mean, you have a chance to go in and win $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
and listen, I'm telling you right now, Carlos Vera, Peter Caballero, either one of those dudes, you put them in $1 million tournament, I wouldn't bet against them.
I would love to see them on Contender, though,
Me too.
despite their age.
Me
Just
too.
give them a shot.
At least give him a shot.
Just give
man.
them a
Yeah.
shot. Let them write their own fate. Like,
Yeah.
if you go in there and they let them throw you with a 20-year-old, go out there and put him away.
man.
Show them, hey, I don't get. It doesn't matter what my age is. Look, I got what it takes. And if you can't do it, then at least you know I had the opportunity.
Yeah, right.
Just give them a shot.
Yeah, it would be great to see them get a shot to get in contenders. I know, Dana said to us right in front of us, man, I usually don't take
Yeah.
guys your age over 30 talking
He
about
did that twice.
Yes.
Trey Ogden and those guys. Yeah.
He did that to Nikolai.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nikolai.
Looking for a
His
fight?
first
Right.
one.
I'm not looking for 32-year-olds. And then Trey Ogden, he's like,
Yeah.
how old are you? Happy
Like,
birthday.
today's my birthday.
Yeah, it was his birthday. I
that
remember
was
that.
a plus for him, man.
Yeah, that was such an
I wonder
awesome
if it was
moment.
really
man.
his birthday.
I hope it was. If it wasn't,
If it
sweet
wasn't,
move.
way to go,
Sweet
Trey.
move, yeah.
Way to go,
Smart
Trey.
move, man. So, yeah, it would be great to see either one of these guys get a shot at contenders. And I think, honestly, whoever wins the title, because you're talking March, they take off April, May. And then, dude, it's time for contenders. Like, it's time to gear up for it to be in
I would
camp.
like to know when Mick and Sean really start matching those contender cards. I would think around February, March, right? I know
Man.
Mick says he likes to stay 3-4 months ahead of the
Man,
game.
I can tell you we're going to have a ton of guys
I hope so,
on
man.
contender series.
Like,
this
I don't
year.
want to jinx us, but I hope so.
Yeah.
I
Knock
think
on
we have
wood.
the guys that it takes, but I know when you look at a national or even a world platform of talent, like,
Yeah.
we're less than 1% in the pool. You know, there's so many fighters out there that are coming. Now, if they're looking at all Fight Pass organizations first, then of course we're going to have, and I would think that that's where else are you going to look? You know, most of the big
It makes the
promotions
most
aren't.
sense, you would
Yeah.
think.
What other networks are out there now that have like a regional promotion on their network or stream or TV? Nothing, right? Invicta's not really.
Yeah, I think there's Fight TV, which isn't really
Right.
a network. It's an app.
Okay.
But I mean, so is Fight Pass. Like it's an app.
Fight
that-
Pass is the biggest app.
Oh, by far.
Fight Pass is the biggest.
I
Now,
think Fight TV is owned by what's that? Mike Tyson's promotions.
We-
Thriller.
Triller.
Triller. Yeah.
Triller. Michael Jackson Triller.
Michael
Oh.
Jackson. Mike
Oh.
Tyson. Mike
Hey,
Tyson Triller.
Thanks to Howard.
That's just how he says it. It's a Triller, baby. So we
Who's the Triller?
I think there's Fight TV. There's a few organizations like Rise out of Florida. They do their own like pay-per-view model.
Right.
There's a few others that do their pay-per-view model. I don't know of anybody who's on like regional TV anymore.
Right, because if you go to regional TV, it's already the promotions that are trying to compete with the UFC.
Right.
And then PFL's on ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah, they're on the same network,
That's
which is
UFC.
such a weird.
That is weird.
It's weird how they do it, but
That's weird that the UFC
and you
is there.
don't see guys come from one to the other. You really
at all.
only see guys leave outside of Justin Gaethje, who I think he came over during when it was still the World Fight League or whatever it was called before it was PFL. It was something else before it was PFL. Not WFC, but when he went from there, usually you see guys don't aspire. It's just a knock on anybody. People don't aspire to be a Bellator fighter.
I've said that before, man.
Yeah.
And not to hurt nobody's feelings or throw
You're not
rocks
trying to
at
throw
Bellator.
shades or
No.
anything.
Yeah,
Not at all.
like that.
Not
You
at
got-
all. But like, and I've said
Apples
that
and
before.
oranges.
My goal is to put guys in the UFC.
Right.
I've never said, "Oh, I want to be a feeder league to Bellator or to PFL." But if we do everything that we can, and the UFC's not taking that guy, then we want this fighter to have the best chances of
Yeah.
making a living. And if
Yeah.
it means Bellator or PFL, then so be it. you
Yeah,
know?
they've done a good. Now Bellator, I will say to their credit, since Scott Coker is running it, they've done a better job of trying to get younger. Like they've added more talent, but for
And I still see their main events are all the
I
UFC
know.
guys. I see
It's-
Ryan Bader.
yeah, it's all former UFC guys who weren't world champions in the UFC are now world champions in Bellator.
Right.
Like look at Rory, look at Ryan Bader, the guys who go over there. It's just the talent pool's different. To be in the top 10 in the UFC, you are top 10 in the world. To be top 10 in Bellator, you're probably top 10 in the United States, or something along those lines. I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, but I've always looked at it as it's just like a clock. If you're looking at a clock and you're going 12 to 6, if UFC is 12, right, you work your way back down, you get down to Bellator. You work your way back down as you get older, as your time is running out. You're working your way down. If you're on the opposite side, you're working your way up. You're working your way up to the UFC. You're going through the LFAs and the Furies, and not really CFFC. CFC's big, but I don't really know who they put out. But, I mean, look, honestly, over the last few years, it's been us. FAC's put out some people. It's really about it. There's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Fight Pass promotions that are feeding the Contender Series, I think, right?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, the only outliers, there was some Combate guys we noticed this year.
Yeah.
When we were there, but I don't think any of them got picked up. you don't really see a whole lot of guys going from Combate either to the UFC. It's cool. Combate does their own thing. They've got a good market. They're smart in what they do. And honestly, how many guys outside of Demetrius Johnson, how many of y'all can name more than 5 fighters at one?
Not a. What happened to Sage Northcutt?
He went to one, and
He hasn't fought since.
well, not since Cosmo Alexander exploded his face with a right hand. He hasn't fought since.
And that was for one, right?
That was for one. I want to say it was his first fight at one.
Like threw him to the wolves.
What a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And that is, but I can tell you as well, and Eric and I go back and forth on this. It is hard to build prospects and not to keep them safe. I hate to use the word safe. It's hard to keep your prospects safe as you get them to where they want to be. You know, because eventually, like if you look at Josh Van, his first, let's say 5 fights, they were safe fights. He had some struggles. He lost to Devin Jackson in there. Right. He had a close fight with Chase Eastham. Like, he learned some lessons. But at that point, once you get out of that early testing ground, dude, it's nothing but sharks. He went through Paris Morant. Nobody wanted to fight Paris Morant.
Yeah,
then he goes to
tough,
Cleveland with like
Incredible.
30 fights.
Cleveland's super tough too. When we brought Cleveland in and he fought Jacob, I became a fan real quick.
I mean, look what he did to Carlos Azoya. Whether
I
you
became
like
a bigger fan
dude,
at that point.
Whether you like or dislike Carlos Azoya's style, his grappling is top of the food chain.
Right.
And for Cleveland to not only survive some bad moments, but then stop the grappling the rest of the fight, man, I was super impressed by that.
I'd love to keep Cleveland on the roster until he says I'm retiring.
Yeah.
Like, he's that guy that he's just going to
100%.
come in there and be exciting. He ain't backing down from nobody. And speaking of Carlos, he's going to 135.
Yeah.
Him and Kale Moniz is going to be
Man.
Banger.
So listen,
Jesus Christ.
this is one of two
Here's
things that's
my
going to happen in this
soundbite.
fight. If you guys remember the first round and a half with Kale, Shane Torres was dragging him down. He had to survive. He had to survive.
right.
It's going to be a lot harder to survive against Carlos Azoya. He is nasty on the ground. But Kale has just life-changing power at 35, man.
That's the other thing is LaZoya is going to be a super small 35er.
Yeah.
You know, and then think about Kale he already fought Vera.
Yeah.
He was fighting for the title now.
Yeah.
He got caught in the guillotine,
Yeah.
but he was doing all right.
Dude, we've got some young lions at 35. Cameron Smotherman,
I know.
Kale. Now, I know Carlos is small. But Carlos is always nasty. Like, he is nasty at 35.
I would just like to see him get some finishes on strike a little bit to set up your wrestling. Don't just start grappling right away.
You know, we announced a fight yesterday that plays into one of our biggest conversations we have all the time. We announced Cody Steele and Sam Kilmer.
I
I saw
So,
man.
so
Looking
yeah,
forward to
like,
that.
see that reaction everybody
Yeah,
just
I'm
got?
looking forward to that.
You know what was also our reaction?
Like,
Damn, somebody has to catch an L.
Yeah, but I don't.
I know.
That's a hard one, you know.
Kilmer's already got a couple.
He
I
does.
know, and
so.
he
I'm a
didn't
big
have-
fan
the-
of Sam.
The thing with Sam
brings
is
it.
that, listen, that kid will call me and text me every day, and I have this conversation with his manager, Brian Hamper, and Brian was like, Eric, just deal with me. And I try
Yeah.
to just deal with Brian, but I don't want to ignore Sam at
Yeah,
the
you
same
can't,
time. But
obviously.
Sam is put me on the card. I'll fight anybody, 145, 155, 170. Just give me the weight. Doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
Like, he's that guy, and I
Yeah.
fucking love that.
Yeah,
I
same.
love that. He's 21 years old, and now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. So going into this, we have to be very careful on who he fights. Cody's not the easiest fight, obviously.
Yeah,
so
clearly,
that's
yeah.
not us being not careful. That's us giving Sam the guy that said yes, and Sam saying, I can't
I'll
ask
fight
for
anybody.
more. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, we're both young. We're both rising stars. Because we pitched Sam to quite a few guys that have more fights than
Yeah.
Cody has. And the reaction was, oh, no, he's just going to wrestle us. Or
Same thing,
he's
hey.
just going to grapple us.
Yeah.
Then don't get fucking wrestled. Don't get grappled.
Yeah.
Same thing with Cody Steele, with the guy
Same
who's
thing.
only
It's
got
that simple,
only
right?
got 2 fights. I can tell you, we have more no's in our phones than guys
Oh,
who
bro.
say like, "Oh, yeah, I'll fight Cody Steele." I can tell you, there was I won't say names, but like Cody Steele's 2-0. I had a guy who goes, "I would rather fight your 7-2 guy
Yep.
than fight him." I'm like, "Damn, dude." And,
I mean, we just signed Jacoby Smith and Nick Piccinini.
oh, dude.
Bro, I've had guys with 6, 7 fights say no to Jacoby Smith already, and I'm just like,
What are you doing?
come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be the next big thing? Go take this dude out.
Simple as that, right?
Or I just want to protect my record.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that's fine, but you might not, never, or you might get to the big show, but then you're going to see a Jacoby at some point. So if the goal is to say, well, I made it, I'll fight him here, and I'll take
Exactly,
my
man.
L here.
If you fight a bunch of safe fights at this level, and then you get the call up, and then you make it to the UFC, I mean, you're not going to get to call your shots like that.
Didn't
You're going to be
Alex
facing the cream of the crop.
Morales-
Everybody's at that top level in the UFC.
Yeah,
Didn't Alex Moreno mention that?
he did.
Earlier in the-
Yeah, he probably did.
Leo Mana did too last week when he was here. That he took any fight we said and he went in there and tried to finish, and he would finish.
Yeah,
How many dudes did Leo Mana knock out?
dude.
No,
lot.
but-
Over and over
Yeah,
and over.
ton.
Yeah. Well,
At
in
least
the earlier
more.
days of UFC, where
Well, I know on the Fury card he knocked out like Ricky, David Rivera, Jose Johnson.
Dude, that Jose Johnson knockout.
I mean,
Yeah, man. That was the one that got him the call.
TKO'd Casey Jones, right?
yeah, knocked him out.
Knocked him out. Yeah, you're right.
Casey Jones twice.
Dude, man.
So I mean, Leo had knockout after knockout after knockout. So he went from being the armbar jiu-jitsu guy
Yeah.
to a fucking left hook or right hand from hell.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But what did he say? I mean, if I can't do it here, I ain't gonna do it there.
Mhm.
So I better go roll the dice right here.
Exactly.
Look, you have to bet on yourself in this sport.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're not betting on yourself and you're just trying to play the safe road, you may get to where you want to go, but you're not going to stay there.
Right.
You're not going to stay there. Like
have a backup plan.
man, it sucks to see these guys like get to the UFC and get one fight, maybe two fights, and you've spent your whole life trying to get there, and you weren't ready for that level of competition.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to figure that out early, man, because life is super short, obviously.
Dude,
Like,
man,
we're
that's-
flying through the air.
It's the conversation I have with our fighters all the time. Like last night, I've got this new crop. Like it's in a gym. It kind of goes through these seasons,
Right.
You know, and you get these new kids that come in, and maybe if I've got 20, maybe 4 will stick, you know, and of those 4, maybe 2 will actually be a good fighter, and maybe 1 will actually continue fighting even if he is a good fighter.
Right.
And so I've got this massive crop of kids between 17 and 20 years old. I want to say I've got 16 guys there right now who all want to fight. And the conversation, again, last night is you have this much time in your life to do this fighting thing.
Yeah.
This much.
30 comes quick.
Dude, you either go all in or don't do it.
Like this.
Go to college. Go to college, join the military, go have some fun, do something.
Get a job at FedEx.
Get a job. Hey, get a job at
But what did
FedEx.
we say the other day about Cameron Graves? He's got a shit ton of fights, but isn't he like 28?
29 years old,
29?
man.
Yeah, he's
29.
coming up on 30 quick.
Yeah, he's coming up on 30, but like he could turn that shit around with 3 wins in a row.
He
like
could.
3 solid finishes over decent guys.
Yeah.
And he's right back in the mix.
Yeah, he could for sure.
So you got a guy like him, you got a guy like Aswell that are in 2 totally different spots. Cameron's knocking on 30, Aswell's still under 25, 6-0, and what is Cameron now?
like 9 and 5, maybe.
Maybe 9
Some,
or 10
something
and 5,
like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. But it's not like his career is over. He don't have to
Right.
close the door yet.
No.
Yeah,
You
he's
know?
got some time to turn it around, man. A few
If he
wins.
was 33,
Yeah,
it's
I hear you.
different. It's different, you know.
Yeah,
I'm hoping
man,
that's what happens for
you've
him.
got you've got a finite amount of time to do this. Like, take the risks, give it your all, get in there, and like, you know, be that guy. I can tell you, we had an opportunity for Josh Aliman come up, who, for those who know, he's an amateur fighter. We have knocking everybody out. Kid's super fun, great athlete.
The all-star.
The all-star, baby. Like, and he had an opportunity to fight a jiu-jitsu superstar, like a phenom. It took him 30 seconds. I made him as a coach, like, hey, think about this overnight, like, just chill for tonight. But the moment I came to him and said, hey, listen, I got this fight. It's a step up. You're going against it. Yes, I want that. Like, be that guy. Be that guy that when your coach or the promoter calls you and says, hey, listen, I have this fight for you. Does it get me above where I am now? Take that fight. Does it get me 5 rungs above? Take that fight. Like, roll the dice on yourself. Otherwise, why are you doing it?
I
Like,
remember
go-
earlier this year, one of our guys got the call up, got an opportunity to go, a fight on Contender Series. And I remember Eric, telling him like after he won his fight, and he's like, "All right, yeah, let me think about it, and I'll get back to you tomorrow or
Yeah.
whatever. Let me sleep on it." What? This is what you're fighting for, man.
That's rough.
That's a yes.
That's
Yeah.
why, man, like some of the guys that get a call and they're have a reason that they can't do it, like a straight call in, and we've had a few, and I'm just like, holy shit, man, like
This call isn't
what
going to
am I
come
doing?
again.
Like,
Yeah.
you're making my fucking job worthless.
Yeah.
When I'm pushing you and they call you and then you're like, oh no, not yet. I need 6 weeks to get.
And then we get the response on the other side of it. Like,
Yeah.
why'd you send me this dude? This dude don't want to fight. Like,
Yeah,
"God
I'll
damn."
never call that guy again.
Yeah,
I'm like,
damn,
oh my
please. Hey,
God.
listen, let me buy you a drink. Let's talk for
Yeah,
a second.
fucking- That makes me want.
some hour.
Honestly, if I ever hear something like that from Mick or Sean and says, "Hey, I'll never sign that guy," or "I don't want that guy,"
You're done fucking
let
with
him fight his 4 fights out, man. I
Yeah.
probably won't put him on no more. Like, I hold them very high when it comes to that, because our job is to try and make their job easier.
Yeah.
And if they don't want what I'm doing,
Yeah.
then I got to change what I'm doing. That's
Bingo.
just how it works.
Yeah, and it's hard because, like, we can't pass that message on.
No.
Yeah, but those guys have to understand.
Well, I
like,
mean, I just
listen.
passed it on right here.
Yeah, I did, but you know.
Hey, listen. If,
No, they have to know, man. I mean, I want them to hear this shit
Yeah.
and say, I got to go out there and get it done. Because if the UFC doesn't have any interest in me and Fury lets me go, do you think by going to a different regional promotion that's going to change?
Yeah,
Like,
not
that's
at
not
all.
going
Dude,
to change.
oh, yeah,
man.
I'm gonna
You
go
have your
f-
best chances with us.
I'm gonna go fight somewhere that not only is not on Fight Pass, so 86 people are gonna see me, but also there's zero chance that anyone from the UFC or Fight Pass will be sitting there in attendance watching you fight. Zero chance. I'm telling you
Nailed
right
it.
now, zero chance.
I think obviously your best chances of being seen are if you are fighting on a Fight Pass promotion, any other Fight Pass promotions. Because if you do
For sure.
something great on whether it be Icon or LFA or Pettis, A1, whatever, on any of those, you're gonna get Fight Pass is gonna see it, and you're gonna get some shine.
Right.
Now, it's not to say that if you go fight for a non-Fight Pass promotion, it's not gonna do nothing for your career, because it is. It is gonna. You are gonna
course.
get wins. You're gonna get, experience, and you're eventually, when guys like us start looking you up on Tapology in different places and we see your record, we're gonna say, man, this guy's undefeated. Even if it was on a non-Fight Pass promotion, doesn't matter. But your chances are always gonna be better if you're fighting on a Fight Pass promotion, because we were not on Fight Pass for 10 years,
Yeah.
and we made profit and we built an organization that even when it was time to get on Fight Pass was like, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know
You
about
know?
you guys.
Dude, they were flat out like that.
Yeah,
with
I
us.
Yeah.
Everybody, hey, everybody says
Mm-hmm.
they can do X.
Yeah.
Well,
and
we,
Is that what they told you guys?
oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
But now that I look back at it, I'm really appreciative for that.
Yeah.
Because they made it hard
They
for
put
me.
they put a chip on your shoulder, man.
And I feel like we went in there and we did our best to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Nailed it. We
And it
killed
happened. Now I think that there are some other Fight Pass organizations that get the opportunity easier than us.
Yeah.
But then you compare the product, and I don't think it's the same.
It was
know?
it was funny. One of the things they told us at
Nothing
first
against
was
nobody else, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
they can fix production. They can't fix matchmaking.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's so true. We know promotions that we've seen them get on Fight Pass, do their 4 or 5 fights, and then they're gone. And when you go back and you look at their cards, that tells a story. Like, that does tell a story. When you go back and you look at it, and your main event are 2 500 fighters,
Yeah.
that's a story. That tells you about the rest of your production, the rest of who you are. Based off, I can tell you all about your promotion, but just let me see your main event.
So, as a fight maker, are you proactive or are you reactive as far as making fights?
Proactive. We have
For
to
sure.
be like
Yeah, we're in it.
One, the number of cards this dude keeps like talking about every time I turn around. It's like, oh, we got a free weekend. No, and I get a call from him.
Sorry.
Hey, what if we go? We're like, yeah, I guess we're going. So, no, we
job
have to
is
be
not
proactive.
happy.
Yeah, like we are actively right now trying to finish 317 Visalia, California. Like we're trying to finish that card as we plan the next. We got our locations kind of mapped out where we're going next, and then it's figuring out like, all right, who are our ticket sellers in these areas? Hey, listen, if you're a ticket seller, you get first dibs. We're gonna bring you on, and then we go into our roster of talent
For the
and
main
go,
card.
for the main card. And go, hey, listen, now
It's
we're
time
gonna
to
put
fly
our,
guys in.
yeah. So yeah, no, we have to be, but also, man, you say that it's a lot of reacting because we get that call of, hey, I can't fight, I'm injured, I can't make the weight.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
So it's both, really.
But man, I can tell you the 2 weeks leading up to the last 2 weeks of a fight card, it's as much Tums as you can eat because it's always something.
Yeah.
Especially when the card is stacked with talent, and like Fight Pass has been sharing a lot of stuff, and they're high on some of these fights that I go into it like, damn man, we're 2 weeks out. If we lose one of these fights, it's gonna be that, like the last card with Nick Piccinini and Jacoby Smith.
Yeah.
Like going into that fight week, thinking, what if one of the guys don't show up or we lose one of their fights?
And it almost happened. It almost happened.
It did almost happen. But I felt an obligation towards Daniel Cormier that I needed to fulfill what I told him I could do, because he personally called me and asked if we could get these guys on. And I told him, man, no problem.
Shout out to DC. We still need that follow on
shout out to DC.
at Fury Fighting and at Show Enough Stuff. I'm just saying we could use that
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind, it would be cool.
But had I not been able to do it, I feel like he would have been like, oh, this is just another promotion that says they'll do it, and they can. So now I'm on a mission to match these dudes again.
You know what's frustrating? So we work with the UFC to get interviews for these guys. And how many times have we got a fighter interviewed, interviews done, ready to post, or they posted it, and the fighter pulls out? Like, dude, are you shitting me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
All the stuff that we just did to get you on the UFC.com? Okay, all right.
And it's hard. Like, if it's circumstances that are true,
yeah, sure.
shit happens.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's
But
a
if
fight
you're just
game.
fucking wasting our time and playing a game to get a little bit of shine, and then you really don't want to fight, or you know if the UFC calls, you're not going, like because you're not ready in your own mind,
Right.
man, then don't play here. Like, time is money. We got a lot of shit going on.
Woo!
I don't have time for it. Like, I don't have time for it, man.
Hey, so speaking of time being money, dude, 2022 was a fucking banger of a year.
Yeah, it was.
Like
it was a coming out party, really, for us, right?
Oh, for sure. Last year was our first year on Fight Pass.
Yeah, we got there.
2021.
Full year.
First full year, and we had all the fun.
2022 was our first full year.
Yeah, 2021 was
Last
partial.
year was our arrival. This year was kind of our coming out party where we kind of leveled up.
Sophomore year.
Hey, listen, as for a sophomore year, I feel like we did more along the lines of showing that like we're
here to stay.
We are not just here to stay. We are the future of where you want to go
Yeah.
to get to the UFC.
If the UFC,
If you're
is your
serious
ambition,
about your
Fury's the
career,
place to do it.
come
Yeah.
to Fury.
Listen, we had our heavyweight champ signed. Went to Contender Series, finished the dude, signed.
A-Train, Austin Lane.
Nazim goes to Contender Series.
Nazim
signed.
match is booked.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of off subject, we were talking about AJ Fletcher coming to Submission Hunter.
Yeah, he was fighting?
He's fighting
Fighting
Themba.
Themba, yeah.
God, he's fighting Themba Guerrero in the UFC.
Two
Oh, man.
Fury FC vets
That's crazy.
fighting in the UFC against each other.
He's fighting Themba.
Themba
I lost
Guerrero,
track.
Man. I love that dude.
I last night I was looking at, I started trying to think of who are all the fighters that we sent this year to the UFC, and I lost track. I lost track. Now, one, I got sidetracked, but two, it's been a ton. Like, I would have forgot about Themba.
Yeah, Themba got signed right off after New
yeah,
Orleans.
Yeah.
He came out to New Orleans. I think that was his first fight for us, right?
First fight
First
for
and
us.
only.
Yeah.
Came
We
out.
signed him for a 4-fight deal, and he
But
took one.
just in that one night, though, like afterwards, we went out and had dinner and ran into him at the restaurant there. He's such a humble dude,
guy,
man.
yeah.
Such a loving
And
guy.
to this day, he still messages me and thank you, man, for the opportunity.
Yeah, same, man. I'll message him.
make
He
you
hits me
proud.
right back.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
very, very humbling experience. You know, for him to go from where he came from to make it to the UFC in like one night.
Dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So 2022 comes through, rocking year, some amazing moments.
We opened up 2022 in San Antonio, and we're opening up 2023 in San Antonio.
Yep.
Our home away from home.
Yeah, so
I love that place.
Yeah, man.
that. The first San Antonio card of 2022 was Jesse Butler versus Masio.
Dude,
Oh, Jesse Butler. It's
Dude.
been a minute.
Yeah,
that finish that Butler had, that knockout.
it was
are
a
you-
left hook, right?
Yeah, are you shitting me?
That was his last fight for us. Was in San Antonio, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's
so
been a
he's
while.
been waiting to get that next call. And when you talk about Jesse Butler, I think most people think of Jesse Butler as like a grappler.
They actually called him right after that fight, but he had an injury or something.
Ah.
That kept him from going. I mean,
Real shit.
So thinking back at the beginning of the year, that's how our year started off. We end the year with Josh Van with a standing rear naked choke to take home the 125-pound strap.
how many of those cards in 2022 did Van fight on?
I think all
Six,
of them.
right?
But
Yeah,
he
Six
fought
or
on
seven.
pretty sure it was
six.
all of them.
He
Fought
had
on six.
I think he had 6
So
fights.
going back to year, I think this is going to be an easy one, but I kind of want to get everybody's input into who was the fighter of the year for Fury FC.
Solomon Amadeo.
Okay. Well, listen.
Solomon's my boy.
I don't think he has a radio, so I don't think he's going to
Listen,
hear it.
the thing about Solomon is he's another Sam Kilmer, but without the wrestling.
Without the wrestling.
Yeah, but he's like, dude, who is it? I'll fight anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to bang.
He wants anyone to stand
Let
and
me
bang
bang.
with him.
Let me bang.
Hey, and to his credit,
Let me
no one
bang.
has stood and banged with him
Nobody
yet.
has stood and bang with him. Hey, and he'll tell them at weigh-ins, hey, we're gonna stand and bang, right?
And
And
every
then
time.
he'll tell them during the fight when they take him down, hey, we're gonna stand and bang, right? Get up. I thought we were gonna stand
Yeah.
and bang. And then before you know it, they're locking in a submission or something. But anyway,
Yeah.
All right, so who
I'm
do you
fucking
got?
around.
Josh Van
Josh
is
Van.
my vote for fight of the
Me
year.
too.
It's kind of an easy choice, but I mean, it's not whenever you think of guys that
Right.
also had incredible years.
Oh,
but
yeah.
nobody
I mean-
had the year that Josh Van had.
because he knocked off that title. He got the belt.
He got the title.
Yeah.
He took out Paris Moran on
Man,
the way
And,
to the title.
and he said yes.
Yeah,
whatever
every
fight.
time.
Hey,
He fought
yes.
like,
So-
what, 8 fights in the course of less than a year or whatever it was.
So
whatever the number is.
by the time this releases our podcast, I'll be dropping the actual winners on Instagram today of who won. But yes, Josh Van is our Hallerhead Whiskey Fighter of the Year.
Well, you have to give it to Van because he did not lose in 2022.
Yeah.
No,
He fought 1, 2, 3, 4. He fought 5 times. He fought 5 times. One of them
5
was a title
times
fight.
this
It
year.
was supposed to be 6, but
Isn't
the,
that called an Iron Horse or something?
the Bielecki fight fell out.
all right. So hey,
Yeah.
I need you, Diego, right there. We need to input some claps. Yay! Clap, 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 clap. All right, so that's our Hallerhead
Clap,
Fighter.
clap, not cheek claps.
No, no, no.
Diego.
Don't be
not
clapping
cheek
cheeks,
claps.
D.
So
not cheek
now I
claps.
need everyone's opinion. I'm gonna see what everybody got on the Renfo fight of the year.
Hold on. So we got to have a honorable mention for fighter of the year.
Who you got? Solomon Amadeo?
I think Cam Smotherman, man.
Yeah.
He's right there, man.
Like
Man.
Cam
He's
went
right
out
there.
Cameron Smotherman
I'm a
said
Cam
yes.
Smotherman
It's
mark,
hard.
so I'm going
It's
to
hard to
He said
say
yes to
no.
that all
anybody.
day.
He
Yeah.
goes out there and tries to finish the fight. He's never boring. Like, you got to give that dude some props. Like,
You know,
He's
like
right
Cam
there,
Smotherman.
and I think if we're gonna give him an honorable mention, the other one needs to go to Jose Johnson.
yeah, Jose
Comes
Johnson.
comes out after getting finished in front of Dana, comes back out, finishes Delani the way he did,
Yeah.
goes to Contenders,
Under a
wins,
minute, knocked him
Does
out in under
really
a
well.
minute.
wins,
Yeah.
and now is getting ready to fight in the UFC. So I think those are some awesome honorable mentions. But let's get on to fight of the year. Diego, who was your fight of the year?
I want to say freaking Estevez and Ivy.
That was a good fight.
That was my
slobber
pick, too.
knocker. Who you got?
I don't know. I like Smotherman and Giannis.
Yeah, you went with Esteban. Either way.
Yeah.
So the winner
Johan Estevez
of
Dimitri
the
Ivy.
Renfo fight of the year, Cameron Smotherman and John Giannis. An absolute, just two dudes who their faces looked completely different before and after that fight. Both
You know,
guys.
That fight reminded me of Dustin Poirier and
Max Holloway?
no, who's the guy that got beat by Chandler? Chandler's debut.
Justin Gaethje.
No, Chandler's debut in the UFC.
Hooker.
Dan
Dan
Hooker.
Hooker.
Dan
Oh, Dan Hooker
Dan
fight.
Hooker.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Poirier and Hooker fight?
Yeah, that was nasty. Nasty.
I feel so accomplished getting that right.
Boom.
Hey, so
Wayne
look,
does know what the fuck he's talking
every
about.
now and
Every
then.
now and
Well, that's
Dan
his
Hooker.
that's his second
Bro,
howler.
that was a great fight.
It was a
And
great
if
fight.
you look at like the end of the second round, and he's got Poirier against the cage, and he throws like,
Yeah.
and then if you look at the Smotherman fight, he does that to Giannis like at the end of one round, and Giannis gets dropped, but he makes it.
Dude, how about Giannis drops Smotherman?
Yeah.
Smotherman gets up and drops him.
Yeah.
Like so. And hey, listen,
They had great dance partners.
the
We had so many
difference
fights this year. It's easy to forget some of these bangers.
the
man.
difference in the voting between those two fights was like it ended up being like half of 1%. like Lorem and Ivy. Dude,
Johan.
I don't know if
Johan
him.
Esteves.
I don't know if I have seen better high level
Cracker.
jiu-jitsu escapes in a main event. Like, that was outstanding. Those two, how many times we're like, oh, he's got him.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, he doesn't.
Bro, from the armbar, the rear naked choke.
Dude,
Wow. Yeah.
just both guys.
What I love about Yoham is, hey, you
my
see,
guy,
you
man.
see how he gets in everybody's face
Yes.
at weigh-ins, at
Yeah.
the face-offs,
Yes.
at like.
And,
that
he's not
motherfucker-
doing that like out of fear or
No,
trying to
he's like,
psych
"Bitch,
you
I'm-
out.
you ready,
he is
bitch?"
that confident in his ability, man. Like
he
he
did that to
believes he's going
Shaquem.
to kill you. Yes, and which is another great contender for fight of the year. That was another great
Dude.
fight, man.
Dude, I mean, so many.
Shaquem's the guy though. Like
Yeah.
you're never gonna put Shaquem in a boring fight unless the other guy makes it boring. Because Shaquem will stand
you-
and go blow for blow all day long.
You know, I would watch this trilogy of fights. I would take Shaquem, Loham, and Gabriel Macario and put those dudes in a
We
triangle
haven't put-
and just, hey, just you guys fight.
Listen,
Figure
Macario
it
hasn't
out.
fought Loham yet.
Dude, could you? Woo, are
I
you
wanna see
kidding
that
me?
one.
Yeah.
I wanna
Are
see
you
that
kidding?
one.
All right, so
He
Let's
wants
make-
to
let me
run
make
back
this
for
fight
the
right
TMF
now.
belt.
hey,
dude.
congratulations to
No more
Cameron
TMF.
Cameron
I know.
Smotherman and John Yanes. You guys win nothing but the Renfo Fight of the Year. Congratulations.
You need to make
All
that
right.
clear to Macario that the TMF, the ship has sailed.
It-
It's not going to happen.
it's
He's like
it's
sharing
been said
stuff-
many times. We'll say it again, guys.
Yeah.
It was a one
Let
night
me come
only.
up with something else.
Yeah. Cutest mother. All right. So we'll do all right, up next we got the Fury Unleashed podcast. Submission of the year. Wayne, who you got?
Oh god damn! I need to go to my notes. Josh, I gave it to Josh Van for the standing rear naked choke on Cleveland McLean for the 125 title at our last event. There were several that were like honorable mentions though. It's like, you know, how do you decide between this one and that one? But I mean, Josh Van is our fighter of the year in my opinion. I think we made it official
This
just
is
now.
pros only.
Yeah. pros
yes,
only.
yes,
Pros only.
yeah.
Yeah, hey.
We had to make that
We had
distinction
some-
as well.
We had some badass amateurs.
Listen.
Hayden Breyers on some put you to
Oh
sleep
my god, those
guillotines.
guillotines out of
He
Hayden
had more than
Breyers,
one.
man. Yeah.
Listen, hey, there was so we could do a whole nother show on our amateur series. Are you kidding me with the knockouts? I mean, you got Hayden Breyer sleeping dudes. You've got Josh Alleman flying through the air with flying. Like, there was so many crazy moments. But yeah, this is just our pros.
Yeah, man. Josh Van standing rear naked
That's
choke
a
on
solid
Cleveland
choice,
Josh
McLean.
Van got the calf slicer too.
Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
And that was another one that came to mind whenever you're considering submission of the year. I mean, there were several, and Josh Van's got a couple of them. But you know, submitting Cleveland McLean, standing rear naked choke for the title. I mean, for me, how do you get any bigger than that? So that's my choice.
I think there's a couple triangle chokes that stand out. Shaquem on Macario's triangle choke
To win the TMF
to
belt?
win the TMF,
TMF,
belt.
yeah.
And then Eric Mercado he was getting beat up by Mateus Camille.
Yeah.
And he pulled off that triangle and was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
You know,
Diego?
I want to see somebody get the triangle and double finger.
So it was a guillotine. It was a
Take
guillotine
notes,
from-
guys.
Yeah, it was a
Okay, it
guillotine
was a
from
guillotine.
Ricardo. Who'd you have for your sub of the year?
You know what? All I remember was a broken arm.
That howler's hitting. The
A broken arm. That wasn't from a
Yeah.
submission.
That was a
That
slam.
That wasn't a
That was a
submission.
slam.
That was
Oh,
a
yeah.
posting
There was
up
two
when you
of
should
them.
break fall.
Take that howler head away from him.
Yeah.
All right, so hey, I am happy to
Hey,
announce.
that's Diego's moment of the year. Okay, we'll
I am-
give Diego's.
He's like,
all right. So
I would submit
I am
too if that happened.
happy
so.
to announce that the Fury Unleashed podcast submission of the year goes to Eric Mercado for that
Eric.
crazy dude. Listen, let's be fair.
Chicho.
Let's be
Chicho.
fair. He was taking. I don't want to say a beating. He was taking a lot of damage from Mateus Camillo.
Well, you know what? Yeah,
man, but he shines in those moments.
dude.
he does.
He shines in those moments.
really
I'm a big
does.
fan.
I'm a huge fan of Eric Mercado.
Yes,
The dude shines in those moments. He's got a different style. He's always smiling.
always.
He's always
In
coming
between
forward.
rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I love that kid.
So now we have our. Who did I give this one to? I'm trying to remember what sponsor did this one for a second. All right, the Kimura Tattoo knockout of the year. Diego, who you got for your knockout of the
Hold on,
year?
I'm gonna tell you
Diego's
right
researching his
I didn't-
notes.
No.
I didn't
I
prepare.
sent it to you. Hold
Yeah,
on.
I sent y'all the stuff to prepare.
we got it last night. I was at a wedding
Actually,
reception.
I sent it.
I'm
No,
gonna
no,
go
hold
with.
on. I sent
halfway
that
through a
should've-
bottle
I sent
of
that
Crown,
should've
where
went
it's like,
to-
hey, we're doing this.
Hey, I
Be
sent
prepared.
y'all earlier in the
It's
week.
gonna
I
be
was
the
like, hey
Romero
guys, please take
flying
a
knee
second.
on Glenn.
That's a great one.
That's
Fight
a
Pass
great
picked
one.
as one of their knockouts of the year.
I don't know. Jose Johnson over to Lonnie. Rigor
That-
mortis.
That was a good one too. Who was the kid that knocked out Houston Muay Thai?
Christian Lopez.
Yeah,
Oliver
Oliver Jimenez.
Yeah.
And I think was that his debut, or he was like 1-0 maybe. I mean, it was very early.
That was Oliver's debut.
So
Yeah.
nasty.
So
That
I mean
was
that
nasty,
was a
man.
sick knockout. But I went with Kale Moniz
Woo!
knockout in
Shane
Dallas.
Torres.
Yeah. To me, I mean,
That
a
was a
lot of
good
those
one.
came. A lot of those knockouts come in the
That was
first
a
round that
good
we're
one.
talking
What?
about. But man, it was for me. Kale's was more impressive because I think they were coming into the second round, or maybe it was the third. But I
Third
mean, it was
round.
later in the fight, and that's where I mean, that's where men are defined. You know what I
Right.
mean.
There was
shit,
no
shit
quick.
can happen in the
Kale
first
didn't
round,
look
and that's
like
great.
he was broke at
Eddie
all.
Fry, another consideration,
Man, another
knocking
big
out
fan.
that dude in like 10 seconds or whatever it was in San Antonio.
Vic Gonzalez, sorry.
All of those,
And Drake.
and Drake, yeah.
Yeah, Eddie's another honorable mention for fighter of the year.
Yeah.
you know, all of those are great knockouts. But for me, you know, oh God, I'm glad that was empty.
Look, Jesus.
So is Rich's laptop.
Look at
But
this guy, yeah.
For me, man,
already spilled
Kale
one.
Moniz, man, coming out in the
Is that a
third
new one? Is
round
that the new
and,
one?
and
Yeah.
getting that
He already
knockout,
spilled on one.
you know, 10, 15 seconds in. That's my choice.
All
Kale
right,
Moniz.
so the official Kimura Tattoo knockout of the year.
Cody Steele over
That was-
Keith Ford.
Ooh.
As an amateur.
Santos.
Woo! Listen,
yeah, we're gonna give it to the amateur.
listen, there was so many amateur again, man, yeah, that was insane.
That was 2021.
It was 21. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
That was the end of the year last.
So,
Once
hey,
$1 on
the
your
official
toes.
winner, Delani Perry, getting knocked out by Mr. Jose Johnson.
So
Johnson.
Delani gets the award.
Delani does not get that. Well, he already got an award for it. So,
Delani gets the award for
listen,
getting
the
knocked out.
lead up to that fight, y'all
For
remember at
his
weigh-ins?
toes curling.
At weigh-ins, they were in their face at
Oh,
weigh-ins,
yeah.
eating each other's
Yeah,
face,
man.
talking smack online to
Delani's
each other.
hilarious.
Like
Did
there
you know
was-
his car drives itself?
His
His
car,
car.
drives itself.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
That dude's something else, man.
Yeah, I love Delani Perry.
All right, so up next we have our J-Che. Hey, shout out to J-Che who does all of our videos.
Awesome.
Man.
Hey, listen. This is not an ad. He's not for hire.
He's not for hire.
Don't fuck around and call
Swig
my
a
guys.
howler for Jay Shea because you
All
know he
right.
ain't gonna take one.
So he can also
I'm gonna
never.
make him some banana bread.
He's pretty religious.
He won't even know.
He's pretty religious.
He's pretty religious.
He won't even know.
He'll do weddings.
So our the award from J-Che Productions is the highlight of the year, meaning the person who produced the most highlights. I think this is another easy
This
one.
is Josh Van.
It's Josh Van. Josh
It's gonna
Van
be
wins
Josh
that-
or
yeah.
Smotherman.
It's Josh Van.
Okay.
Josh Van between remember early in the year he had the head kick, he had the banana split.
Who did he head kick knockout?
I'm trying to remember who that was. I can't remember who it was. Either way, it happened. I seen the video.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
did.
connect to the Wi-Fi. I forgot the password. I was gonna look it up.
I'll look it up real
I
quick.
forgot the Wi-Fi password here at DNA Studios.
I think it's
I've got
D.
most-
It was
I've got
Angelo
most of
Trujillo.
it.
Oh, you're right.
Damn, man. So he's got round 1 over Francisco Abondo, round 1 over
Oh, that
Angelo
was.
Trujillo, round 2 calf slicer over Mario Suazo, round 2 TKO over Paris,
Yep.
and a round 2 rear naked choke over Cleveland McLean.
Hey, honorable mention, Jordan Pluton. Those body, dude. His
Yeah.
finishes and then the backflips off the cages.
Backflip to the
His
floor hump.
haircuts,
Hey,
too.
and I
To the
like
floor
how
hump,
if-
yeah.
if he doesn't
Backflip
land
to
it,
the floor hump.
if he doesn't land it, he goes into the hump on the floor. There.
His haircuts. Honorable
Hey,
mention.
and he,
Best recovery
and
goes
he
to Jordan
pumps, and he
Pluton.
pumps as fast as he can.
Yes, he does. He does. Showing y'all what he's capable of, ladies. I don't know if he's single or not, but I would
No,
imagine
he's
he
got a
is.
woman.
Holla ahead.
Yeah, he's showing his woman what's
And
going to
then
happen. When
Our,
The Howlerhead Monkey Fuck Award goes to Jordan Pluton.
our final award of the night is our Sheath Ring Card Girl of the Year.
oh.
Ooh.
Um,
Oh.
yeah.
Hey.
So
Eric and I
the
didn't notice any of
voting.
the ring card girls.
Yeah, I don't even
Strip
know
club?
what their
Do
name
we
is.
have ring card girls?
Guy named Steve, far as I know. I don't know.
Yeah. That
This
boy
was
was good.
This was pretty straightforward. I let the sponsors and some of their people like decide, sent it in, and even though she didn't work like the second part of the year, Audra Lambert One are sheath, so I think they're sending her some sheath gear. Like she already gets sheath gear from them. I don't know what. Anyway,
Can I get
so
sheath?
more. It'll stuff
congratulations her. You will see.
She's gonna stuff her drawers. With
Audra
sheath.
will be back starting in January. Got her schedule
I was
changed.
thinking about that on the way up here, on the way
Yeah.
on the drive in. We haven't seen her for like the second half of the
You know,
year.
so the plan was to have
did
her.
she like get pretty religious? Is she like
got very
working on
religious.
Sundays now?
It
or
got.
what?
It was supposed to be her and Sarah. You know, we wanted shout out to Mrs. Sarah. We wanted them to be like the faces of Fury that we take
I
around.
think we need to get a ring girl in each ethnicity.
Okay, that's a lot of ethnicities, man.
Yeah, that's a lot.
all right.
So
there's
you
only
want-
so many,
you
only
want-
so many ring card girls we can have on.
Well, we
a
can
card.
rotate them the way the UFC does.
They don't rotate them.
Yeah, they do.
Nah, they keep the same group and add to
Ariane
it.
doesn't go to every show.
Brittany Palmer
Dana
said every
loves
show.
rotating the ring girls.
Did you say he stacks them?
I-
What did you say?
Rotates, stacks. I don't know.
Hey,
Maybe.
so kind of quickly too, we don't have videos and we didn't do a drawing for this, but since we're talking about it, who was your amateur fighter of the year? I'm gonna go ahead and give mine, and I know I'm gonna sound completely biased.
For Josh Oliver.
Yeah, I already know
Nope.
where that's going.
Nope.
Oh,
Nope.
oh.
Hayden
I'm
Bryer.
giving it to Miles Banks.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm giving it to Miles Banks, the biggest man in the biggest division, and I think he will make the biggest splash coming up next year.
Yeah.
I think for me, and listen, as you guys know, I'm a coach. My fighter didn't get past a minute and a half in any of his fights. 3 fights, finished everybody, 2 flying knee knockouts. Miles Banks won the heavyweight title. Finished. We had to find people. He never said, didn't even ask who he was fighting. It was that big corn-fed white kid we brought in.
he's
Yeah.
big,
Like,
dude.
big ass dude, right?
Big dude.
Oh God.
Miles
His
never
name
cared.
escapes me. I know what you're
Finished
talking about.
everybody.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And I think he is the biggest star we have in the amateur series now going pro. So my fighter of the year is Miles Banks.
So let's do this. We can't all pick the same one.
Yeah, don't be
All right,
picking
well, then
Miles.
I'll take Josh Aliman because since Rich took mine, I'll throw some shine to his guy because
Hayden.
it
Hayden
makes a
Bryan.
lot of sense. You know, Eric just made the case for him. Josh Aliman.
I'm gonna go. We don't have a lot of females, so I'm gonna go with Mia.
Ooh.
Another one.
Just because when it comes to Mia, she had 2 fights first last year.
Yeah.
She picked up a title. It was hell matching her.
Yep.
She said yes to everybody. Couldn't get any confirmations on the other end. I think once she hits the pro rank, she's good. She looks good. She fucking can perform.
Yeah.
You know, she's
Solid
gonna be
choice.
She's gonna be a star. And we got her matched actually coming up here pretty soon versus a girl that's like 10-5 as an amateur.
Damn.
Diego, who you got?
Hayden.
Hayden?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hayden Briers.
Man.
Honorable
that's,
mention to Amber Terrell.
Oh, yeah. Hey, dude, there's so
Hey,
many,
listen,
like...
there's a ton of the guy that Hayden fought too. Alex Rego's going pro. That kid came in and he just wanted. He didn't even want to fight amateur.
Yeah.
He came in and wanted a pro contract, and I said, man, I need to fight for Hayden. You know, and he came in and fought Hayden, even though Hayden had missed weight by a couple pounds.
Yeah.
Shit happens. But
You know, it's funny. You know, we talked about this earlier. All these fighters we just mentioned, Aliman, Graw, Hayden, Miles, Rigo, they don't say no.
James
They,
Ford.
James Ford and Philippe, dude. All right, like, they ask, will they make their weight and will they show up on that date? That's
Damn,
all
I got
they care
another
about.
one, though. Lee
No
Charles.
refunds.
Lee, no
Well,
refunds.
I
Lee
can't
Charles.
leave my man
What?
Lee out.
Yeah, honorable mention to
Oh,
Lee
yeah.
Charles. Yeah, that happened earlier in the year, so I mean it's easy to forget about some of those without going back and
Arlton Audrey.
checking some of those out.
Man.
Yeah,
Lester
Alton Audrey.
Batres Jr.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been a crazy year.
All solid choices.
Last
Lester for sure.
award / question. What was your nickname of the year?
Nickname of the year. I
I-
mean, it's gotta
I'll-
be.
Go ahead,
It's
Eric.
got to be one of your fucking guys.
Mine is your mom's next boyfriend.
Your mom's
That's
new
a
boyfriend?
great one. That's
Yes,
a
mom's
great
new
one.
boyfriend.
I love that one. That
All
was
right.
fucking
All right.
awesome.
Your mom's new boyfriend,
Yes.
your mom's
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend. Like
Yes.
there were variations of it, but yeah, those are solid
I
choices.
love that one.
I'm very partial
got a lot
to
of
no
attention
refunds.
live.
No,
Charles,
I
with
was,
the
no
audience.
refunds is
I-
good.
I
No,
forced
no
that
re-
one on him as spur of the moment. It's one of those Austin
ran with it.
316 moments, man,
he
where
ran with it.
we were just doing an interview and he's talking.
Yeah.
His fight got scratched, and he's like, "Hey, man, you know, if you came to see me fight tonight, I'm sorry, but it's no refund." And that just stuck in my mind. Like, dude, that was so fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was so nonchalant.
Yeah, for his next fight, that was his nickname for me. And, you know, I saw, you know, Jeremy and Adam down at the cage side when I announced that. They were laughing their asses off. They loved it, so it's
no refunds on that ass
That's
Hey,
his
whooping.
nickname,
I
exactly.
think those two guys have the best. Like, listen, obviously, I'm gonna be partial to Jeremy with your mom's new boyfriend.
I love that
And
one.
listen, and there
I
was
love that
there
one.
was variations before we got to Wayne where it was going to be your new stepdad. Your new
I think we did that one.
You did.
Yes.
You
did
that
your
one.
new-
His
Yes.
first one.
yeah,
Yes, your new
your new
stepdad.
stepdad, and then it was he lost his first fight, so it was like
Yes,
now
we gotta
he's your
change
mom's new
that.
boyfriend. And but man,
I
no,
love the evolution of these nicknames.
dude, no refunds. I almost knocked my drink over. Like I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Lee created that on his
And
own pretty
Lee's
much.
the way
By
his body
speech.
language
Yes.
and the way he said
No
it, like
refund.
no refunds.
Yeah.
You know, like,
There's even a picture of it. I don't know if you
He's
got
like
it.
this.
I think Mike
or
took
if
it.
Mike
yeah.
got it. But yeah, there's even a picture where I'm like holding the microphone
Yeah.
and he's got his hands up. At that moment, he was saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, it's no refunds." Just etched in my mind forever.
So, man, 2022, as we kind of recap, has been a crazy year. The last thing I want to ask is your moment of the year, guys, like for yourself personally.
Did we name the official nickname of the year? Did we?
Oh, no refunds, Lee Charles.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm going to go with no refunds. Sorry, Jeremy. I can't pick my own guys.
No refunds. Lee
So,
Charles.
Diego, what was your moment
Fury
of the
FC
year?
Moment of the year.
So I had a double check, but it had to be the herpes incident.
Yeah. That was my pick too. Whenever he sent the message, that was my
Yes.
moment of the year. I mean,
How?
it went viral. It made it to Jimmy Kimmel.
It was definitely the viral
Moment of the year.
So I mean,
Moment
how
of
do
the
you
year.
how do you have a bigger moment than that? That was kind of my criteria. There were plenty. There were lots of great moments of the year, but I mean,
Right.
hands down for me, that was the moment of the year for us.
I agree.
That's
you know.
funny.
I think my moment of the year was a Fury, not Fury moment. It is Eric and I at the Apex
Hey,
watching two of our guys, our heavyweight champ, go out there and not just like win, but finish their fights and get picked, and to be standing in the line as they come walking out, as Dana's calling them, and they stop and give a big old hug and thank, and you know, they thank Eric, man, thank you so much, everything you do, and dude, that for me, that was a crazy moment to see that, man. We were able to take these guys from where they were, and you are now a signed UFC fighter, and you're walking over there to go shake Dana White's hand. That's awesome.
For me, was eating in the Howlerhead Lounge
yeah, Diego, we
It
weren't
was
there.
good, right?
so,
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
at the
We didn't
Apex,
see these moments, so we couldn't
having
go with
some
those.
lamb meat.
Ooh, yeah, the
Little
kebabs.
rice.
We had to go with
Kebabs.
moments that all of us got to see.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We didn't get to pick the backstage.
You guys
moments.
don't follow me on
Yeah.
Instagram? That's good to see.
And then
Have-
Josh
have
Van
Rich
winning the
block.
belt.
All those
Josh
damn-
Van title
All
fight.
those feet picks, man.
Man,
All those
yeah,
feet.
yeah. The Josh,
Men's feet.
man, the Josh Van title fight was a crazy moment. And man, it's been a crazy year. 2023 is going to be even bigger. I can tell you now. We just released on Christmas Day. Released our 2023 schedule. That is just the first
Yeah,
quarter.
quarter one.
We are doing more in the first quarter than what 90% of promotions will do all year.
I know.
And-
Hey, speaking of that, we went out to San Antonio
Yeah.
a few days ago and checked out a brand new venue.
Is it nice?
Very nice.
Diego, did you get that call to go see? I didn't.
Hey, we saved y'all the road trip.
But
we went
hey,
and did the back.
Hey,
the
we're
back
doing
end
I'm
work.
defending my
Well,
city of
You,
the
you didn't
perils
fly
of
on the
evil.
you didn't fly on the
Perils of
private
evil.
Fury
Hey,
jet.
Batman over there.
Hey, he's defending the fucking his favorite massage parlor,
Yeah.
making sure nobody raised it.
Diego's out here busting jack shacks. He couldn't go.
He can go,
Yeah.
okay.
Listen. We
Yeah,
know.
Give him some more holler.
We know.
He's
We know
feeling
you
it.
guys don't
We're
want to
almost
make
done
those
on this one.
those nasty
Here,
road trips.
let's
each
fill him
time.
up.
I get it.
Before
So
we go eat some Mojo's wings.
hey, so for you guys, is there a city or place that you would like to see us go next?
Orlando or Miami.
Okay.
I
wanna
love
go to Florida?
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
I love Florida.
When,
man.
Tough.
will you wear
Tough.
the suit jacket with shorts?
if Eric Eric pays me, if Eric pays me, I'll wear just about anything.
All right. I'm in. So Orlando.
Or we have
so,
a great sponsor.
So
We have a
Florida.
sponsor. Yeah,
So
yeah.
Fl-
I don't
Florida
know
for
Yeah,
Wayne.
Florida. I love
I
Florida.
want to go to Hard Rock Tulsa.
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oklahoma, man.
All right.
What you got, Diego?
Or Nashville, Tennessee.
Puerto Rico, baby.
Or
Yeah,
Boricua.
another solid choice.
Man, I am.
Did Diego just pick Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
I know it's.
Flying
I,
a cage over there.
I know it's a
Yeah.
market.
No.
A market that that already has some guys in
We
there.
don't have
but
great luck with
Dude,
other
I wanna-
people's cages.
I want to go to Mexico.
Ooh.
Hey, that's how you know Diego's American.
Diego's that drunk uncle in the corner over there.
Diego just failed the
Hey.
Mexican whistle test.
Hey, that's whenever Tia walks by.
That's what that sound was.
Yeah, that's when fucking Tia Lucy walks by.
Oh shit! She's dancing. She got half a tit out. What we
I
doing
can't do
over
it either,
there?
Diego.
Yeah.
No, that was perfect.
Hey,
was
Diego
perfect.
just
That
whipped
was
out his ghost
perfect.
titty. Did you just
Ooh,
see
I
that?
saw the ghost titty.
Look, he left
Oh,
camera. He left
You
camera.
put that
Oh,
thing back
goodness.
where it belongs, sir.
Put that titty back in there,
my
Diego.
gosh! Listen, man. 2023 is gonna be a crazy year. There's some
Yeah, I'm
awesome
looking
places for
forward
us
to
to
it,
go.
man.
We're gonna announce some new cities really soon. We're going out to check out some venues. Working on. Listen, we want to see the best fighters get their opportunity, and so we're gonna go out. And we're not only going to find the best fighters, we're going to find the promotions that have the best fighters, and we want to help them grow with us.
Hell yeah, man.
So we're going to go out, we're going to find the promoters, we're going to work with the fighters. Listen, man, next year is going to be a
That's the name of the
takeover.
game, man. It takes all of us
Everybody
to get
It's the
those guys
community,
to the
man.
next level.
We ended up with, I think 18 events this year. 16 on Fight Pass and 2 Challenger Series.
Yeah, 16 was the number in my head, but that's
That's just the pro side of it,
Not
not
including
including
amateurs.
amateur, not including submission hunter. I think total amateur and everything we did like 28 or something
Nice.
like that. Not bad.
No,
I'm shooting for 35 next year.
we'll hit it.
35, 20,
We'll hit it.
23.
You'll see more Challenger Series next year.
I saw that on the submission hunter, we're modifying, I guess, the rule set to a degree where we're gonna have less draws or no draws.
Yeah, we're gonna do. Steve and Mike decided they want to make a
Referee's decision. I
at
think
the
that
end.
that'll improve the event.
just so there's a winner in every match.
Yeah,
basically.
I like it.
You know.
Yeah, hey, shout out to those guys for always looking to improve Sub Hunter, man, as we move
Yeah,
forward.
Steve Portillo, our guy.
Man,
Portillo in the word of
Portillo.
Portillo. I remember you
What
told me
about
that. I
hunting
think he
the
was
sub
fighting on one of our
podcast?
submission hunter cards, and you're like, "Yeah, it's Portillo." And I talked to him afterwards, man, and I announced him as
Portillo.
Portillo. And I talked to him afterwards,
He got
and I was like,
mad,
"Man, is it Portillo or Portillo?" I was like, "Yeah, it's Portillo." I was like, "Man, I knew it, dude." Fucking Eric ribbing my
around.
ass.
Portillo.
Portillo.
Oh man, trying to think what else we got for today. You think like the year's ending?
You
New
want to
Year's
talk about
coming
the
up?
upcoming card?
115? I mean, we can.
Challenger
Do
Series.
you have it? I haven't seen
got
the
it.
115
All
card
right,
yet.
so I got it right.
Main
here.
event,
Let me pull
Justice
this bad
Torres.
boy up.
Jason Mullen.
So
Okay,
again,
Mullen was supposed to fight as well a couple of events back.
Right.
So you got him in the main event against Justice Torres.
On the-
I like it.
Challenger Series card. Co-main is going to be Raymond Cardenas and Markel Maderos.
Ooh, that's gonna be a good one.
It's a good fight.
you've also got
Lee's on that card.
Break It in Freeman and Jordan Pluton.
Yeah.
Joseph Garcia and Taylor Hickman. Taylor Hickman returning back out here. Rylin Melanson and Carlos Jimenez. Bruce Whitehead and
Jimenez.
Trayvon Coker.
Jimenez.
Yeah, whatever.
Jimenez.
Trayvon Coker making his pro debut. And
Bruce Whitehead's coming back
Listen,
after a layoff.
the honorable mention for Fighter of the Year, Solomon Amadeo, coming up versus Paul Garza at 155.
Hey, Paul's a kickboxer. He will bang. Paul, listen, Paul,
Let
you
me
better
bang.
stand and bang, Paul.
Better stand and bang. Don't be shooting.
Don't be shooting, Paul.
Hey, also we got the 170 title. Lee Charles will be defending it against Jake Christensen.
Christensen's undefeated?
Yeah, 3-0.
3-0.
Xavier Kai stepping up to take on the former 155 champ Arlton Audrey as he drops down to 145.
145 for Boomer.
Ooh.
Hey, and listen up. If you are a coach out here, send me a 145 fighter that will not back out on Spencer Sled. Spencer Sled has had the worst luck when it comes to guys for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'm getting arrested.
Oh, yeah.
I sneezed too hard. Like whatever it may be.
Yeah.
If you're a 145 fighter, hit me up. I want Spencer Sled deserves and needs to be matched. The dude is always working his butt off to be prepared. And then the rest of the card is stacked, man. Brandon Taylor, Nathan Urosti,
BT
Brian.
coming back with a fan base from
BT.
hell.
Brian James taking on Joe Hendershot. Joe Hendershot, quietly one of the best
Hendershot.
145 fighters here we have in the state. And then the rest of the card, again, is just stacked. Ari Cobb, Donovan Manuel, Cole Knapp, Sandy
Speaking
Jerez.
of,
Wow.
having Sandy back. Sandra Jerez was supposed to fight for us on that COVID card that canceled, and she never got to make her debut with us. So she's been fighting outside of Fury for a couple years, but
It'll be
finally
good to
got
have
it
her back in
Yeah.
the fold.
I'm glad to have her back.
She competed on some submission hunter cards, didn't she?
She might have did one.
Yeah. Okay.
She might have did one. We've got 115. Then the week after we've got Sub Hunter, and then the week after that we're in San Antonio. Then the week after that
SA.
we're back for Fury on 2-5,
Selena's hometown.
and then we're taking it to Dallas on 217.
217 Dallas.
We can go ahead and announce the next couple main events.
All right, so 217 Dallas, we got the 170 title up for grabs as Mr. Is it Basil or
17?
Basel?
Basil
Hafez.
Hafez.
Hafez takes on the
Look
Butcher
Look at Rich. Getting
I know.
authentic there.
every
It's-
now and then.
It's Basil Haffies.
Yeah, whatever. He takes as
Hey, at least you
Friday.
don't like
as
Basil Japheth.
Basil
Yeah.
takes on
Evan
the
Cuts.
Butcher, the nicest man in
wanna
MMA.
say
Oh, man.
this
How is he the
Is this
Butcher?
the third
Evan
time they
Cuts.
fight?
I think it is because they fought for was it CFFC
Evan
title?
got the CFFC title over Basil, I want to say,
Yeah.
in up north in Jersey or somewhere.
So somebody
then-
already had this fight.
Hey, listen, the co-main event is also going to be a banger. Co-main event, Mr. Michael Murphy.
Who you never see in a boring fight.
You
The
find the
hero,
last
Michael
boring fight that
Murphy.
dude had, and I don't know how he makes 55. That is a massive dude.
Yeah, I mean, he carries a lot of
So,
muscle.
so Michael Murphy is going out to take on the Palestinian hero
Oh,
Abdul
shit.
Al Sawadi
Oh, shit.
for the 155 title.
man.
Can you listen? The crowd
When
that
is
dude
that?
brings.
When is that? Is that going to be in
That's
Dallas?
Dallas.
217 Dallas.
Oh, shit.
He brings the
217
crowd.
Dallas.
That's going to be a banger, man. I
Murphy's
hope.
one of my favorite guys. on the
Yeah,
roster.
same here. I love both of those guys,
Yeah, me
man.
too.
I hope Michael can sell some tickets up there.
He's from that way.
Okay, so I hope, dude, because that would make the crowd like that much
Listen,
hotter.
Yeah.
you can
Tell him.
sell all the tickets you want. Ain't no crowd like a Selwadi crowd.
No, that's
Like
what I'm
that dude,
saying.
They're hopping around.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
got
Right,
flags.
international
It's,
flights.
Yeah, they got banners. They're taking
Unbelievable
international flights.
atmosphere live in you can watch it on Fight Pass and it's great. You get that vibe,
Right.
but there's
I shared
nothing
a
like
video
being live in the
from the-
arena,
from the last
especially
one.
at one of his fights, man.
I shared a video from the last Dallas card on my IG, and if you look at the crowd, it's
Insane. Yes.
yeah, it's packed. That's 217. 2-5, we just announced Peter and Carlos.
Yep.
Who's the co-main on that one?
For Peter and Carlos, co-main event on 2-5 is a banger in Albert Trujillo and Anthony Canzano.
Yes. Yeah.
He just thought Tio on by again.
Yeah, Alberto Trujillo and Canzano should be a good one because Canzano was impressive to me. Everybody was calling him a wrestler and shit. And then we took him down south to Edinburgh, and he went up a weight class and fought Eddie Torres at 135,
Who is a wrestler.
who is a wrestler. And Canzano looked like a karate fighter, and he broke his jaw in the
I mean,
first round.
he hasn't fought since.
He hasn't fought since. I think he just had a new baby.
Yeah.
Or he had a baby
Well,
after that.
also, to be fair, he had to recover from having his jaw broken, having a plate put. It was a severely broken
Eddie?
jaw. Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie,
And
yeah.
Eddie fought that whole fight.
Yeah.
Man, that dude's.
Yeah, he fought the
I'm
whole fight
excited
like
to
that.
see him back in there.
Guess
man.
who else is back?
Say it.
Isaac
it.
Moreno.
Isaac Moreno.
prime time.
Hey,
Prime time.
taking on the uber
Time.
dangerous Keenan Jackson, man.
Yes, sir.
And then what about Camillo
I know.
and Jake Heffernan?
Yeah. it's
Listen,
another
this
one.
is a classic. Like, if Jake Heffernan can't get Matthias to the ground, it could be a short night.
Yeah.
It could be a very short night. But if Matthias cannot keep Heffernan off of him, it's going to be a rough night. It's going to be a bad night, man,
Seal's
for
broken.
Matthias. Yeah.
We got this new guy, Pablo Sabori,
Yep.
that's coming from
What is it?
Intram Gym.
Intram Gym, yeah.
So back from down south in Mexico, where Brandon Moreno used to train, the Intram guys the Intram Gym has a ton of fighters. So we just signed Pablo, and I'm doing my best to sign one of my favorite guys that has not fought for Fury, Edgar Chairez.
Yes.
The dude is exciting. He's a flyweight. He will fight at bantamweight. He's fucking exciting. He's going to be the perfect dance partner for anybody that wants to stand up and throw hands. He's
Hey,
that guy.
We've also got two exciting 135ers, Gabriel Wanderlei and
Yes.
Karan Reed.
Yes.
Maybe the two best prospects at 35 out there right now. And, hey, I want to give a shout-out real quick to one of the Fury FC Iron Men, man. Ken Glenn coming
Oh,
out,
man, I
and
love that
we'll be
dude.
taking on the hometown boy, David Armis, in what probably going to be Ken's retirement fight, coming out here for his last time.
No.
That dude has taken every fight, every offer, no matter
Man.
whether it's 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. He does not care. Shout out to Mr. Ken Glenn.
I love
Back real
Ken
quick
Glenn, man.
on Wanderlei. So I saw him when I went to the Paradigm fights.
Yeah.
He fought Demis Choppa, and he fucking looked great.
Yep.
You know, so
First round submission, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went and I was like, man, this name sounds so familiar. So I went and checked my DMs, and the kid had been messaging me since he was like 16 or 17 years old, saying, hey, when can I fight for Fury? I said, hey, when you turn 17, you need a parent's
Consent.
consent
Yeah.
form, whatever. Anyway, he competed for us on a submission hunter like in Chicago or somewhere, but
Yeah, I wasn't
anyway,
there for that one.
I saw him at the Paradigm fights, and I hit him up afterwards, and his dad was like, dude, he's been wanting to fight for Fury forever. Gave him a 4-fight deal, and here he is, and he's coming. He don't have an easy fight, and Karan Reed.
No.
But Karan and him both said, yeah. They're like, hey, let's put 1-0 versus 1-0. Let's do it.
Dude,
Is that taking place at the county jail or?
I mean, we may
Leave
get
my
it.
boy Karan alone.
I
We
love
may,
Karan
we may
Reed
get it
too, man.
moved
Shout out.
from the jail location. We are talking about 129 main event. Andres Quintana and Dimitri Ivy.
We have not talked about that one yet, man. I got a lot of love for Poison Ivy, man. That's gonna
Hey,
be a good
look.
one.
Dimitri's something else, man.
Quintana and Dimitri Ivy is the main event in San Antonio, with our co-main event being Gianni Vasquez versus Eric Shelton. And also, the feature fight that I'm excited for, Josh Walker dropping down to 125 to take on Eddie Fryer.
I'm looking forward to that one.
That's a good
That's
one.
Plus-
taking place on 125.
125.
Holy
But that doesn't even
shit.
count. We got Austin Jones, Anthony Ivy, Kilmer and Steele, Tyler Smith and Zach Borrego, and John Llanes and Tiago Masada.
So
Dude.
Yanez is back,
Yeah, man.
who had fight of the year.
Absolute bangers
Killer
of
cards.
cards coming up, guys. Hey, one more time, quick shout out for all of our sponsors this year. Renfo Recovery, Howlerhead Whiskey. Thank you so much for you guys doing everything you do for our shows. Sheath Underwear, Space City Collective, Kimura Tattoo Company, Aces Performance Exhaust, Private Label Bags.
I need a logo from Aces.
Need a logo from Aces. We've got some exclusive
Google it.
exclusive sponsors coming up really soon here that we'll be able to announce in a couple days. Guys, man, this has been a blast, man. Doing the show, 2022 has been a great
How
year.
many podcasts we do this year?
87,
I
it
think
sounds
this is
like.
14.
So we started them
We
this year.
started them this year, like around May, I think.
So
April,
we-
May, something
So we
like
did
that.
more than one a month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be good to get to be
One a
able to
week.
do them like weekly.
We would love
That's
one a
ideal,
week.
but we got 3 busy guys and a Jack Shack operator over here. So. No, I kid.
Hey, he's
Diego's
security
probably
at
the
the
most
Jack
available
Shack.
of all 4 of
He's
us.
security at the Jack.
Security at the
Yeah.
Jack Shack.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Security.
Yeah,
He
he's not running
operates
them. Yeah,
at
okay.
the Jack Shack.
Yeah, that's
Jack Shack.
that's
like
what I
that.
meant.
I
That's
like
what
that.
I meant.
Man, hey,
Happy endings. Woo.
hey, listen, guys, you got anything else?
I'm good, man.
Diego.
Hey, if I was in my 20s, god damn it, I fucking would have just fucking went all out.
Feel like we should keep the show going just to get Diego
Yeah,
going.
man.
What? You'd be fighting?
I
I'm
don't-
blessed. I ain't
Diego,
gonna lie. I would.
Jack Shack of the year.
If you were in your 20s,
Goes
you'd be
to-
fighting?
I would be fine. Yeah.
You'll be fighting.
Yeah.
You-
I mean, in
you
his
need
20s,
to
he was
produce-
fighting in a different way. So, I mean, yeah.
Fighting them Asians at the massage off of them.
God
Get
damn.
off me! Get off me!
Was that off telephone?
Your hands are
or-
too big. Get those big hands off me.
Yeah.
Give those little hands.
How dare you, sir, or ma'am? I don't know. Like, all right, man. Wayne, there's only
Hey,
one way to get out of
guys.
here.
The time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.
I thought you were going to hit us with that whistle again.
Yeah.